Hey guys, I hope that everything is okay and that everybody is having a great day. So I'm here to talk about the Institute Mark Taylor, the project of my group, which consists of Anna, Bruna, Guilherme, Giovanna, Bechara, and me. I'm going to start the presentation talking about the design of the classroom. So the main thing that we see here when we look right away is the shape of the classroom, 180 degrees, so that students have a better view of the class. Also, there is an innovation to it, just like in universities, but more slight and sleek, for ergonomic, that is, comfortability reasons. Talking about comfortability, the chairs are separated from the desks, and these desks they have a very unique feature to them. You can attach one desk to the other so that there can be horizontal groups throughout the classroom if the teacher wants to. Now let's check out the overall structure and design of the school. The overall design is heavily inspired in an open-air campus university style. The education here will be provided to elementary 1, 2, and high school, and there is a large building for each one of those. So let's check those buildings and some other structures out in the map of the school. So it is quite easy to identify those three buildings. They're to the left and they are near the entrance. Between two of those buildings, there is a cafeteria, the place where our students have their favorite meals. Also in that area, there is the school board building, which is clearly for school board members, teachers, and staff. We have nurseries establishment near the sports court and is heavily equipped to deal with sport-related and very serious injuries. However, if the injury isn't so serious, we do have one small nursery establishment in each one of those three buildings that I just showed you. By now, you must probably be wondering what are those red lines across the map. Well, these are the bicycle paths, and they are here to integrate our school better. Now Bechara is going to talk more about them, the sports courts, and another way to move from one place to another in our school.
The structure of the school also presents a court area, where the students can practice different sports in non-professional courts. The school have a big parking lot available for free to teachers, parents and employees. Near the parking lot, we have an area with professional courts, fields and gyms. Here, championships happen and semi-professional or professional teams or athletes can be created. Establishment for the sports offers bicycles to students to cycle through the school in the bicycle path. Locks for the bicycles are not allowed, since a person is not the owner of the bike, so anyone can take any bike in any part of the school. It is also important to remind that students from elementary 1 are not allowed to cycle in school's facilities. The establishment also gives people balls from different sports, skateboards, and tennis rackets. This happens through a contract that says that when you get an item from the establishment, you have to return it at the end of the day. The establishment for the cars offers cars to take students, teachers, and others to different places in the school. Every part of the school have a car stop sign. These represent the places where the cars are only allowed to stop. It is good to remind that the car is pretty slow and it's also driven by authorized people from the school. The establishment only works during the time when the school is open.
Our school is an all-day school. Classes start at 9 a.m. because it's not too early and not too late, and just the right time for students to be awake and focused. In the morning, students will have normal classes, like math, biology, and history, with 50 minutes each. From 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., there is a lunch break, and at 2 o'clock, students have classes from a chosen subject, like financial education, political science, or marine biology, for 1 hour. And then, 2 days a week, they take a hobby class, and the other three, a foreign language class. Students can choose its hobby or sport and how many they want to try. The same thing applies to languages. That's why the time they go home is not determined. It's important to do hobbies or sports and languages because it makes the routine less stressful, which makes students more focused in their activities. It's important for their health, a good way to entertain and to increase their creativity. Also, it's a good way to increase brain activity, their memory, and it's very good at the curriculum. The point is, the school provides everything students need. This schedule gives them autonomy to choose what classes they want to take, and is supposed to motivate them by adding things that they like, so they will be happy and more engaged into the process. Other projects created to increase their motivation are the annual project, in which students will have autonomy to choose the topic and how the project will be done. This way, they will be intrinsically motivated due to the encouragement to work on something personal. They will have space to increase their creativity and think outside the box. The only condition is that the project has to be related to one subject so that teachers can grade. Our school values a lot morals like empathy, taking care of the other, and the common space, and helping. So, there will be a system of rewards for students that do social works and help. For example, if the student cleans the classroom, he or she will earn some points. This is an extrinsic motivation that we will use to teach students citizen morals, and with time, those rewards won't be necessary anymore.
Our third project is about class division. In our school, in the beginning of each year, before the activities start, the professionals work together with each student to analyze which type of student he or she is: visual, manual, listener, or reader. With these results, it's possible to divide people into different classes, where teachers will prepare godless tasks just for them. That is, tasks neither too easy nor too hard, that would incentivize their intrinsic motivation and consequently would get them into their flow and near mastery. Guys, let's go to our last project that provides a new evaluation model for college assessment. Our students take 3 tests, one at the end of each year of high school. Then the average between the 3 tests is their final result that allowed them to get into colleges. With that model, students aren't so pressured to do one single test that will decide their future. The results are much better, and our students get to the best universities around the world.
So, guys, this is my part where I'm going to talk about teachers and students, their relationship, and etc. So, in our school, we are going to provide as emotional support for the student as we can. We can do that scheduling meetings with a psychologist once a week to discuss what can be done differently if the student like got bad grades and he's like sleeping during the class and etc. And in our school, we are making sure that everyone is following the subject slash topic that is being taught, hearing feedbacks from the students on how they are thinking, and special attention for the students that have difficulties to concentrate during the class. Because like in the school models that we have nowadays, teachers just like spit topics and new subjects and don't care about if the student is learning or not, and do not care about students that have that are struggling to pay attention in the classroom. And yeah, we're going to try to avoid that. We're going to turn an F to an A plus if we can.
It is also very important to balance the amount of group works and individual works, making sure everyone has different experiences. It is also important to acknowledge that in a group there are usually some flow-free activities that are left out for the students that take longer to decide. Our idea is to guarantee that teachers will rotate every role so that every student gets to flow. Students will also vote for a student council that has the responsibility of making sure students will be able to vote democratically to elect the new director of the school, with the purpose of giving autonomy to every image on the left shows us what we are avoiding. Sometimes in groups there are people that do everything and people that rely on others to do what they're supposed to. Our purpose is to intrinsically motivate everyone to do their jobs, and that's why we came up with all of these ideas.